Good morning students and welcome to your online class of IP. So today in the last day of revision to day 7, I'm going to tell you some important key points about SQL which you need to remember. So let us see some important key points about MySQL. A file-based system is also called as flat database, which is where Excel is the example of flat database. Now the second one is that MySQL database system refers to the combination of the MySQL server and MySQL database. The third important point is that MySQL runs on a client-server architecture wherein the server is a machine where your database is stored, where your table is stored in the database, and client connect to that server over the network to fulfill their request, and server as a machine responds to the request made by the client. Coming to the next point, MySQL is an open source software, which means that it is freely available online and it is a part of LAMP Enterprise, Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP, where the open source softwares are freely available. The sixth point is MySQL understands only SQL, the structured query language in which we write the query to retrieve the information from the database. Next is that the SQL programming language was the first developed in the year 1970s by IBM researchers Raymond Boyce and Donald Chamberlain. Coming to the next point, SQL is a set of commands which is recognized by relational database management software. MySQL was actually created by a Swedish company, MySQL AB, founded by David Exmark, Alan Larson, and Michael, who is also called as Monty, Michael Widenius. The chief inventor of MySQL was Michael Widenius, and the first version of MySQL appeared on screen on 23rd May 1995. MySQL has been named after Monty's daughter Mai. The next important point is that the logo of MySQL, the dolphin which you see in the logo, is named as Shakila. 14th point is that SQL commands are further categorized into different categories, which is DDL, DML, TCL, session control commands, and system control commands. DDL stands for data definition language. Create, alter, drop, truncate commands are categorized under DDL commands. DML command stands for data manipulation language, where the contents of the tables are updated with the help of DML commands. Update, delete, insert into are categorized under DML. The next important point is that some maintenance commands are there which are categorized under DDL. Some examples of the maintenance commands are analyze table, check table, repair table, restore table. Next is that TCL stands for Transaction Control Language. Examples of the TCL commands can be commit, rollback, and save point, where commit helps you to make the changes permanent in the table, rollback undoes the changes, and save point save the changes. Coming to the next point, data redundancy means data duplicacy of data. Next is data inconsistency means mismatching of data. Number of column in a relation is called its attributes, and number of attributes is equal to the degree of the table. Number of rows in a relation is called a tuple, wherein the number of tuples gives you the cardinality of the table. The snapshot of the database is called as database instance. The skeleton and design of the database is called as database schema. The data which is written about the data is called as metadata, which is further stored in data dictionary. The 26th point is that the attribute that uniquely identifies the row is called as a primary key. All the attributes inside the table that can be served as a primary key, which means that if there are more than one attributes or columns which are showing the unique data, that means one field can be made as a primary key, the others will be called as a candidate key. The candidate key which is not the primary key is called as alternate key. Any non-key attribute whose values are derived from the primary key of other table is called as foreign key, which means that if the one table is having a primary key and the same field is used in the other table, so that in that table it will be called as a foreign key. And the last important point is that the query which we write for retrieving the data from the database, it is a kind of a command that helps us to access the data from the database which is stored on the server of MySQL. So students, these all are the key points you need to remember. It will be very easy for you for giving the upcoming exam, which is a multiple choice question of MySQL. If you remember all these key points, go through the video, go through all the videos of revision which I have uploaded on YouTube. If you have any problem or any query related to any topic in this SQL chapter, you can text me or mail me. Till then, practice at home and best of luck for your upcoming exam. Thank you so much.